Today we'll be creating some beautiful Celestial Opal nail art. Here's what we'll need to get started. Kokoist Bonding Duo in a bottle. Kokoist Ultra Glossy Non-White Top Gel. Now you can see my reflection. Hello. Presto number 180 Color Gel. This one's a light opacity sheer white. I like to call it a snot white. It's just a really beautiful, versatile color. You can kind of see the opacity there. It's really nice. It's a really unique color. And then we have Presto Color Gel number 3, which is a more opaque sheer white. So this is going to be our base color. Then we have Kimagure Cat Liquid Metal Gold. This is a really unique gel. This one's imported from Japan and it's super high chrome. It's a little tricky to work with, but once you get the hang of it, you'll never go back. Kokoist Art Clear. Kokoist Steel Palette. Just a run-of-the-mill palette knife. And then we have the Clou Gold Fiber. It's really unique. It's like little stringy bits of gold leaf. Kokoist Rainbow Mica in golden purple. You can kind of see the bottom there. It's a really beautiful duochrome. And then Nail Labo Foil Flakes in pink Aurora. So this is going to give us some contrasting tones as we create the look of our opal. For brushes, we have the Kokoist Long Liner. This is one of my new faves. This is just a run-of-the-mill cleanup brush / smile line brush. And then I've got the Light Elegance Bling brush, and this is going to be used for our art gel, just to make sure that we don't cross-contaminate glitter with anything. This was one I use exclusively for glitter. So I'm basing out the nail really quick with the Kokoist Bonding Duo in a bottle, and then go ahead and cure that. Then we're going in with the Presto Color Gel number 3. So this is the higher opacity sheer white. This is going to be the base for our opal design. Just make sure you use a light touch and gently float the color on the nail so you don't get any bubbles. Once that's cured, we're going to go ahead and leave the sticky layer on the nail because we're going to need that adhesion to hold on the foil flakes. So we've got the Kokoist R2 Golden Purple Rainbow Mica, and then the Nail Labo foil flakes in the pink Aurora. And we're just going to gently use a cleanup brush, just any kind of brush that you have, to just kind of place and create flow with the different colors. So you can see I kind of will cluster them a little bit in certain edges of the nail and then leave some empty space so that I can go in with the other color and add a little bit more. We're going to gently press and make sure these are laying nice and flat. One of the reasons I like these like flake style glitters versus mylar for this kind of design is because they lay super flat on the nail, so there's really minimal need for finish filing, if at all, when you're using these. So it's just something to think about when you're thinking in layers. You want to make sure you're using the right tools for the job. And I will let you in on a little pro tip we've all had to learn the hard way. Close your glitters after you're done using them. I can't tell you how many jars of glitter or chromes I've lost because I didn't do that and I knocked it over. And I'm just going to quickly put down a paper towel because these Clou gold fibers, they're super gorgeous and they want to adhere really badly to literally anything that they touch. So I want to make sure that they're not getting on like my palette or any of my other tools that might be on my area. Using my brush, I'm just going to pick up just a little bit. You'll see they kind of like to clump together. And I'm just going to add those just right on the edge of the nail. Whoop. Let me move this up so you can see it. Just putting it on the edge of the nail and just gently burnishing it in by swiping my brush. And I'm going to use the same technique to add this gold all around the edges of the nail. Now, doing this on a fake finger or a fake nail is a little bit easier than on a human, but don't stress out too much about getting it perfect around the cuticle area. This is yet again one of those styles where the beauty is in the imperfection. And you want to make sure that you examine the nail from all angles to make sure you don't have any pieces sticking up. We want it to lay super flat. And just to ensure that we have a nice smooth design for the rest of the nail, that we're not building like weird craggy mountains or weird bulk, I'm going to add the Kokoist Art Clear, and I'm just going to encapsulate all of this with it. So just a really soft layer. This self-levels a little bit more slowly, and it's going to create a really smooth surface for the rest of our design. One of the things I love about this design is that it has this real look of depth, and that's what the 180 Presto Color Gel is really going to do for us here. It's going to put this like nice sheer, almost like pantyhose-y kind of white layer on top that's going to act like a blur tool and make all of that gold and all those little opal flakes look really nice and lived in and like truly like a stone. You see how it puts that really cool kind of veiled effect on it? I use 180 a lot for that. And leaving the sticky layer intact again, we're going to go back in with our gold fiber and just accentuate some of the gold areas a little bit more. So we're not going to do a complete second layer as far as like just following that exact pattern. You can see how I'm just kind of gently patting, gently adding a little bit of emphasis and slightly burnishing, just so that we have that multi-layered look. And if the fibers are too fibery for what you're wanting to do, you can actually just kind of gently crush them on your paper towel and they'll get a lot more fine. And once again, I'm just doing a quick texture check. Want to make sure there's no little pokies poking out or little fiber flakes poking up that are going to create a weird texture that we all know drives our clients completely insane. Once the texture of the nail is groovy, go ahead and pop another layer of the Kokoist Art Clear and cure it. Once that's cured, you can go in with your Kimagure Cat liquid metal gel. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right. Please let me know the right way to say it. But this is actually something that's imported from Japan. It's a bit expensive and hard to get, so this is one of those ones that I make sure to use very sparingly because I do use it a lot. And I'm just going to take a teeny bit out and pop it on my palette, and then I'm going to close the jar because this is liquid gold. That's literally liquid gold, so we want to make sure that we don't spill it. When I load a liner brush, I like to gently roll the brush into the product, pulling backwards. That helps ensure that all the bristles are nice and aligned, and also that I get gel all the way up in my brush. You can see there, it's all the way, not all the way to the ferrule of the brush, but pretty high up in the brush. And we're just gonna gently add a nice little cuff on the top and just carry that cuff slightly down the sides. A quick pro tip when working specifically with this gel, you don't want to go too thick, because if you go too thick, it's not going to cure correctly and you're going to get these weird like bubbly pockets in it, and we don't want that. So just make sure you're working thin, even if you have to cure and then do a second layer. And I find that this particular gel also needs a full 60-second cure time. Once our gold cuff is cured, we can go ahead and go in with the Kokoist Ultra Glossy Non-Wipe Top Gel. I've spoken about this a few times in my video. I'm a huge fan of this gel because it's a little bit thicker. So it really nicely encapsulates and smooths the nail. And it just looks beautiful with art. And here's our finished look. I had to take my gloves off because it was doing something weird with the contrast, and I really wanted you guys to be able to see how cool this opal is. So you've got the different depths, you've got the gold, the opal, the sheer white, and it just really creates a beautiful look that clients love. If you decide to recreate this look or you want to put your own spin on it, please tag me because I'd love to see what you guys create, and thanks for hanging.